Hello everyone, ex-Wallkill Bethelite here, and let's talk a little bit about roommates, because we're going to get into Bethel a little bit here, but how many of you have had roommates? And think about some of the roommates that you've had. How many of you have had loud, inconsiderate roommates? Where you're trying to sleep, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that. You walk in, you may have a whole room full of company, and you were never told that they're going to be company over there. You know, there may be all kinds of things that are inconsiderate, all kinds of things that are a huge inconvenience to you. But now, if you have a roommate, and that roommate, for example, is extremely loud, what do? You go to another room? Do you go to that room and then shut the door? What if you have a roommate that's really loud on the phone? As you think about your past roommates and some of the issues that may have been a result of that roommate, and you think about what you did to kind of try to resolve or to minimize the issue, let's talk about Bethel. Because I had a roommate before who had a set of drums on the first floor. Now, I stayed on the second floor of a house. And my roommate would go to town on the drums. And I would go up to my room, shut the door, and maybe even put on a pair of these to kind of block out some of the sound. But even he wasn't doing it 1 o'clock in the morning. At Bethel, the rooms are so small for two grown people to be in a room that small. If you're in a house, a Bethel room may be the size of your kitchen, or maybe kitchen and dining room put together, depending on the size of it. If you're in an apartment, your entire Bethel room is probably the size of just the living room area. Don't add the kitchen, nothing else, just the living room area. And that's your whole entire room. So when your roommate is being loud, there's no place to go. Who thought of this arrangement? Was this an arrangement that was thought of out of love and concern for the people that would be living there at Bethel? Or was this conceived, this concept of these little small rooms and packing people in them? I'm not even talking about the 3 or 4 men or young men crammed into small rooms, because I just had me and one other. But there were others that had 3 or 4 people in one room. When that was thought of, was that thought of with the governing body in mind and just getting as many workers in as small of a space as possible to get as much free labor as they could? Or was the room planning thought of out of love for the Bethelite? Think about that. Think about it. All the issues that you've had with past roommates and the ability that you had to go somewhere and shut a door and you got another room to yourself and they have that room to themselves. Think about every time you wake up, your other roommate is right here. Like you wake up on a Saturday, bam, they're right there. You wake up on a Sunday, bam, they're right there. The rooms are so small that you have a lot of people that want futons. The reason for that is because you can't really have two full-size beds there. That's how small a room is. You can't really have two full-size beds in there because then there would be no room for company. Everybody would have to sit on your bed. So in my room, my roommate had a futon, a couch that folded out as a bed, and I had a bed roll that you could roll up and then put in the closet when you weren't using it. That's how small the room was. Now, my roommate liked listening to music. And one difference between the two of us is that I like quiet when I'm trying to go to sleep. He likes listening to music. Now, at first it's okay because I'm laying down, lights are out, and I'm listening to some of the music that he's playing. And I'm thinking, man, this is nice music. I haven't heard some of this music. And then as it becomes 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, I start to get the concept that he intends on letting this play all night long. No discussion beforehand on, hey, do you like to play music all night as you go to sleep? Are you a light sleeper? The discussions that you would need to have, think about if you were with another person, living with another person in a tent. In a tent, you would need to discuss virtually everything because the other person is right there. It's almost the same at Bethel. And this is every day. You come back from your assignment, working with a lot of people, or you come back from your meeting in a car group, driving down to the meeting and driving back, and you're ready to relax. Do you know how many times I would come back from a book study or come back from work and I'm wanting to relax, wanting to get a little bit of rest, have a little bit of quiet, and I walk in the room and the room's full of company, full of people, and there's no place to sit because I had my chair and a desk, and of course somebody pulled that out and they sat on that, and there's no place to sit. It's just inconvenient, and no one told you. You had no idea. You're tired, you walk in the room full of people, and they may all be watching a movie. So you come in the room and all the lights are out, and it's full of people from something you don't know none of, and they're all watching the movie. So you didn't have no place to have peace or quiet. You might as well leave the room and just walk down the halls and go to the library or something. Like you don't even really have a place to unload any kind of stress or anything like that. And do you think the governing body, and the people involved with planning and building all those things, we're just clueless as to the fact that people would need a little bit of space in between them? Or do you think they just didn't care? They didn't care. This is all about packing in free labor. packing in as much of it as we can. Sure, we could have made the rooms a little bit bigger. Hey, these people are working for free. We're not paying anyone. So yeah, we could make the rooms a little bit bigger, especially Wallkill. They own the entire area. If you go down Red Mills Road, everything you see on all sides is all owned by Watchtower. They got plenty of land. They're always building something. They're constantly building something. They're constantly starting and stopping building projects, so why not just have the rooms bigger? Well, it's the same reason that Bethel would look at the application of a Bethel elder who wants to bring in a wife and say, hey, this is a 18-year-old girl and a 56-year-old man. We'll accept that. Why did they accept? Because they don't care about the girl. This man may have a lot of buddies. He may have a position that they feel is somewhat important, and they just want to keep him there because, hey, free labor. So let them have young girls as a wife. Let them do whatever they want. It's free labor. Do you think that maybe explains some of all the alcohol problem? Let them have all the alcohol they want. It's free labor. See? And here's another thing that's particularly an issue. Sometimes, not just with roommates, but if you think about Bethel, you got to really, when we talk about this, you got to really get a mental picture of a small room with no place to go. I mean, you can't go, you want to go stand in the closet? You can go stand in the closet. Does that make sense? You want to go stand in the closet? Is that going to be peaceful? Go in the closet and shut the door and you're standing in the closet? You can do that. You go, if your room has a bathroom, you go in the bathroom and close the door and just sit in the bathroom. You see what I'm saying? But those things are, the average person is not going to do that. It just doesn't make any sense. So, as we get a mental picture of all these people and all these residential buildings sandwiched together like sardines, and some of these people don't know each other from Adam. Like you get accepted to Bethel. A lot of times you end up in an E-residence and you're just given roommates. You don't know each other, and you guys don't have no room to go anywhere to try to be peaceful. So some people left Bethel because they couldn't get along with the roommates. Some people left because of fights. Bethel doesn't care. Kick them out. We'll just bring in new people. With Jehovah's Witnesses, we got people ready to break down the door to work for free. Just get rid of them and get some more and just stick them in the same situation. We don't care. See, Bethel is more like a company that just doesn't really care that much. And there's a lot of evidence pointing to that fact, such as the size of the rooms. And how practical is that? Is that really going to work? We don't care. Just get rid of them and get some more. Now, one particularly bad thing. So I mentioned my roommate enjoyed music. So did I. Now, I like to listen to a lot of different types of music. I don't have one genre that I particularly stick to. And there was an artist at the time, keep in mind this is back in the early 2000s, and her name was Kiko Matsui. I think she's either a Japanese or Chinese. She's an Asian pianist. And she'll play music with keyboard, all kinds of sound effects. She's really good. So I had some of her music, and I had some other music as well. Well, there was one day where I actually had a chance to relax because my roommate was at his meeting and I didn't have a meeting that day. So I went to go and grab my Kiko Matsui CD and I wanted to just listen to some peaceful music. Believe it or not, at Bethel, I don't think anybody listen to no Kingdom Melodies. This is Bethel. This is supposedly the house of God. Those Kingdom Melodies were so bad, I don't think that nobody listened to them intentionally. If you heard some Kingdom Melodies, probably it was an accident. Somebody put it in there and they took it right back out. But no, we listened to jazz. We listened to other things. So I put Kiko Matsui in. And another thing my roommate listened to, which is not popular right now, is R. Kelly. He's definitely not popular right now. But this is neither here nor there. We're talking about one of the worst things that can happen if you're put with a roommate in a small area. So I'm looking for my CD and I can't find it. And this is interesting. This little room is not like it's very hard to lose things in a very small room. Very hard indeed to lose a whole music CD in a little small room. I had the case and everything. So I'm looking all over for my music, and then I can't find it, and I think, well, my roommate has got a whole, like it's almost like a little album book with CDs put in there. And I'm like, well, he probably wouldn't, mind if I listened to one of his CDs. So I open up the album, and sure enough, my Kiko Matsui CD is in his album book. There ain't no way. There ain't no way he thought it was his. He had to take the case. It wasn't in the player. He had to take, because 9 times out of 10, his music was in the player because the player was his. He was there when I got there. A lot of the setup was already his when I got there. So the player was his. The CD player. So he had to go in my closet, pick up the case with the CD, open it up, take the CD out, discard the case, and then put the CD in his book. Kiko, you can't confuse Kiko Matsui and you got the whole CD with her face on it with R. Kelly. It ain't the same at all. So I think, I think he stole my CD. He stole my CD. When you have a room, and it's a small room, and the roommate is a thief, that's bad. I don't even like having thieves over at the house, period. And that's a house or an apartment. But a small Bethel room with the thief, y'all liable to strangle each other. Now, here's the crazy thing. You're going to be a thief, and the room is so small, you ain't got no place to hide your thievings. You got all these things that you've theft, that you've thieved. Where are you going to hide it? The room is too small. So, at Bethel, this is just, tip for you Bethelites. Don't steal things from your roommate because you ain't got no place to put it that he ain't going to find it. The room is as small as this little vehicle. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but the room's too small. Quit stealing stuff from your roommate. You don't want to steal at all, but if you're going to steal, don't steal from the roommate, the guy that lives in a little room with you. I almost said the A word. I almost said little A room. Little room with you. So, Bethelites are not a Bethel roommate. I do not think is very different from your average roommate. If you were in a little studio apartment that didn't have no rooms or anything like that, you wouldn't want a roommate because you probably want a little bit of space to yourself. So that's the same at Bethel, and you have all these people. So now let's get back to the people not being happy. You're starting to see some of the reasons for that. You're trying to you can't even get to your meeting without somebody wanting to give me the gas money. And it wasn't even really gas money. It was supposed to be for the upkeep of the vehicle. Whoever was riding with someone else had to keep giving them money so that just in case at some point, if something happened to the vehicle, that's the money they would use to get it fixed. And I kind of understand that, but at the same time, this is Bethel. Your meeting should be more important. What if the person don't have money? Oh, they're just not going to make it to the meeting? Ain't nobody going to take them to the meeting? You get to the meeting and the congregation is like, so what happened to such and such a Bethelite? Oh, he ain't got no money. So he ain't coming to the hall until he gets some money. I mean, think about it. You really start to get the picture of a place where it's just a corporation and they don't care. People send their kids there thinking that they care and they don't. So we'll discuss it. 937-789-4029. Let's talk about some of your roommates. Think about your roommates. Now put that roommate with you in a small Bethel room. How is that going to work? One TV, one radio. Are y'all going to kill each other? You think a facility with tons and tons of people in that situation is a happy place? You think that's a paradise? No. No, it's not. Not unless you got thieves in the paradise stealing all your music CDs. 937-789-4029. X Wall Kill Bethelite signing out.